Hey everyone, and welcome back to What Did the Super Investors Buy or Sell in a Certain Quarter? If you missed part 1 of the series, that will be in the top right corner. In this one, we're going to start with the smaller portfolio and then move our way up to the biggest one, which is of course Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. Now with Warren Buffett, we already know what he sold, right? Or at least part of what he sold. That's Apple, 49% reduction. But he did also sell completely out of a certain tech company. Some of you like it, some of you don't, because you hold a competitor or a so-called competitor. That will be the later part of this video. So let's first start with Michael Burry, the yin to Cathie Wood's yang. So Michael Burry, 10 stocks in the portfolio, a portfolio value of just $52.4 million. Yes, I say just because all the others are in the billions, if not tens of hundreds of billions of dollars. So, what did he do during the quarter? Well, he added 87.5% to Baidu, another 24% into Alibaba. He bought Shift4 Payments. We've talked about that company a while ago. Very, very interesting fintech play. So, quite interesting to see that he bought a completely new position in Shift4. Then we've got Molina Healthcare, Hudson Pacific, Olaplex, and BioAtla. He did reduce RealReal by 29.21%, reduced JD by 30.56%. By the way, it's pretty clear that he's quite bullish on some Chinese companies. And I believe with RealReal, if we go back to the last quarter, he did add 115% in Q1. So now he reduced that by 29.2%. He completely sold out of all of these companies right here. First Solar is also, I think, a company he bought. He bought in Q1 First Solar. And now in Q2, he completely sold out. Completely sold out of Block, Citigroup, HCA Healthcare, and some others as well. And so if you look at the concentration, Alibaba now makes 21.2% of the portfolio. Shift4, 13, a completely new position that is now directly the number 2, so close to 14%. Molina Healthcare, also new position, 13.89%. And then you've got Baidu here, 12.36%. If you look at his sector concentration, the majority is in technology, then 13.8% in healthcare, and 10.4% in real estate. So that was Michael Burry. Now we're going to move into the multi-billion-dollar portfolios. Before doing so, if you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not. By the way, 50,000 subscribers have been reached. Huge milestone for me and the channel, to this community as well. So thank you very much for all the support. I really, really appreciate it. Now, well, 50% done. We need to reach 100,000 subscribers because I do want that subscriber plaque. I do want it here in the background to say to people, look, I made it. My mom would be like, whoa, actually my son achieved something. So hopefully we can reach those numbers. I don't know when, but thank you very much for all the support. If you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. Thank you very much. All right, up next, we've got Nelson Peltz from Triumph Fund. You know, of course, the battle with Disney. So we've got 12 stocks in the portfolio in a portfolio value of just over $4 billion. So what happened during the Q2 quarter? Well, he did buy a couple of new companies here, did add a little bit to Wendy's, but he did sell 91.82% of Walt Disney. So I guess his fight with them is now over, because back in Q4 he also reduced Disney by 1.6%, and of course he lost the battle, and I guess he's now selling out completely out of his position. He reduced Ferguson by 21.6%, completely sold out of Cisco Corp, and well, all the others, I don't really know these companies, and these are small positions. Overall, his biggest position is Janus Henderson Group, GE Aerospace 15.6%, Wendy's 13.03%. I believe he's on the board of Wendy's or something like that. Sector concentration 43.9% financials, 19.4% consumer discretionary, 17.3% in industrials, and then all the rest healthcare, industrial goods, and services. The question with this one is, of course, is he going to come back with Disney if Disney stock underperforms in the next coming quarters? Remains to be seen. Up next, we've got Daniel Loeb from Third Point. So he has 43 stocks in his portfolio worth $8.67 billion. So what has happened in Q2? Well, clearly a lot. A lot of buying and a lot of selling. Let's first look at the selling. He completely sold out of S&P Global, Marvel Technology, Goldman Sachs Group, Wesco, Gartner, and Patterson. Completely sold out of those positions. Reduced Alphabet, reduced Ferguson, Meta, Microsoft, and then all the others are very, very small positions. But he did open a position in Apple. He opened a position in ASML as well, and MSCI. Those are, I would say, names that you should recognize, maybe Live Nation as well. But the big position would be Apple, which is now 4.73% of the portfolio. So Warren Buffett sold and he bought. He did increase Uber by 320%. He did increase Taiwan Semiconductor by 72.3%. So yeah, quite interesting moves, especially with TSM and ASML. Both of them have taken a small hit, right, in the last couple of months. So he took advantage out of that. Now, if you look at his holdings, I believe, the number one is still Amazon. Didn't touch that one. Still 11.36% of the portfolio. PG&E is still 10.81% despite the reduction of 7.11%. Microsoft, number 3, 8.14%. Meta, 6.39%. And Apple is already here in the top 10. If we look at the sector concentration, technology is basically 33%, because if you take technology and information technology, you get that number. Consumer discretionary, 17.36%. Utilities, 16.07%. And then you've got all the others here. Quite interesting to see these new positions being added to the portfolio. I mean, ASML is not even 1% of the portfolio. That's interesting to see, especially since it's a new position and since he owns TSM, so which is 4% of the portfolio. So yeah, interesting. Google, selling Google, it's not the first time we've seen this. I believe some other super investors did the same. It did go up a lot, and I think people don't believe that Google is back on track, I would say. But yeah, I think they are wrong. Still a pretty big position, all things considered. Moving on to William Bill Ackman, Pershing Square Capital Management, 9 stocks, a portfolio worth $10.4 billion. So what has happened here? Well, he bought new positions in Brookfield Corp and Nike. Yes, Nike. Nike stock has been struggling. Nike business has been struggling. And Bill is taking a position probably to put some pressure and maybe wanting to see some changes in management. He did reduce Chipotle yet again, this time 22.5%. In Q1, he reduced that by 9.82%. Reduced Alphabet, both tickers here, 19.51% and 8.46%. Reduced Hilton by 2.4%, and then the other two reduced a tiny bit. Overall, we can see that Hilton is the number one position in the portfolio, 18.76%. Well, actually, not really, because if you add both Googles together, that's still the number one position. But okay, it's two different tickers, but it's the same company. Chipotle is here the number 2 or number 3, I would say, 17.34%. Restaurant Brands International, 15.64%. Nike, only 2.2%, and Brooklyn Corp, 2.7%. With Nike, I expect, if things go as planned, I expect him to buy in Q3 as well. And so here the sector analysis: services 44.3%, consumer discretionary 20.96%, technology 20.27%, and financials 14.47%. A pretty concentrated portfolio, I would say. And as you can see right here, at the time of making this video, Nike is now up 4.11%. Moving on to the next one, Carl Icahn, 14 stocks in the portfolio worth $10.8 billion. This is very, very quick because didn't do much. So he added 10.45% to Icahn Enterprises, which is 61.75% of the portfolio. He did add 2 new positions. One is Caesars Entertainment, Vegas Gambling, and Century Holding, 0.47% of the portfolio. The concentration here is 61.75% financials, 23% materials. You've got 8.13% utilities and 3.11% in healthcare. So pretty boring quarter here from Carl Icahn. Then moving on here to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust, 23 stocks in the portfolio worth $47.6 billion. So what has happened this quarter? Not much. Completely sold out of Carvana, reduced Microsoft by 4.41%, and actually bought or increased the share amount by 42% in Berkshire Hathaway. That's BRK.B. And if we look at the holdings here, Microsoft still number one, not a big surprise. Berkshire Hathaway number two, 21%. Waste Management 15.77%. Canadian National Railway 13.59%. And then we've got a big difference between that position and the rest. Overall, sector analysis here, information technology 32.71%, industrials 25.9%, financials 21%, services 13.5%. So, okay, again, a boring quarter here, not much has changed. Now moving on to the last one here, and that's Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, of course the biggest of them all. 41 stocks in the portfolio, a portfolio worth close to $280 billion. So, Apple got reduced by 49.33%, but it's still 30% of the portfolio. So yeah, it's still the number one stock in the portfolio by a mile. So what did he do in Q2? Well, again, the same thing. He added to SiriusXM the various tickers here. So yeah, it's the same story each and every quarter. He did open up two new positions, one in Ulta Beauty and one in Heiko Corp. Ulta Beauty, I'll make a separate video about that because actually that was planned. I did not know that Warren would buy. So, okay, the stock, by the way, the stock is up. At the time of making this video, stock is up 14.17% after hours. And then the company that he sold, the tech company that he sold is Snowflake, although a small percentage of the business, but he completely sold out of that position. Now, since it was a small position at the time of making this video, the stock is only down 1.41%, so not a big impact from the Warren Buffett sold Snowflake headline. And so overall, the top 10 basically are unchanged, right? By the way, Chubb is the secret company that they added that they did not want to disclose for, 2-3 quarters or so. It's already in the top 10 here, 2.46% of the portfolio. Overall, sector analysis here, 36.46% financials, 30.38% technology, consumer staples at 13.73%, and energy at 12.38%, and then all the rest is quite small. Now, you're probably going to see a lot of headlines. Warren Buffett sold Snowflake. Should you? To be honest, I never understood why Warren Buffett took a position in Snowflake. I mean, the returns must have been quite good, but it does not scream a Warren Buffett stock, right? I mean, they still have Amazon in their portfolio, and yet they never add to that position. And I believe Amazon is one of the best businesses out there. Never bought Tesla either. So yeah, I don't know. Snowflake was never really in my mind. Oh, Snowflake, a Warren Buffett stock. No, okay. They sold, small position, big deal. Ulta Beauty, yeah, that's probably a better Warren Buffett stock, but I'll explain that in another video. So all in all, that's about it. That's what these super investors have bought and sold during the Q2 quarters. What was the most surprising one? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoy this type of videos, hit the thumbs up, all the buttons, hit all the buttons. Subscribe, thumbs up, notification bell, do all of that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.